Hey, this is Lynn Graff, founder of Storytelling for Entrepreneurs. Regardless of how good, unique, or life-changing your product or service is, there's a huge challenge that every founder is going to face. And it's one we often don't realize how big of a factor it is because either we do not fully comprehend the audience's perspective or we drastically underestimate how it will impact their decision-making process. It's called the so what factor. You see, even though you've got that meeting you've been trying to get for weeks on end, or that colleague, friend of yours finally got back to you and agreed to make that connection you've been waiting to for months, or your submission was accepted to that dream competition after weeks and months of preparation, once you finally get in front of that target audience, those capable of making the decisions are receiving a number of other quality submissions, deals, and opportunities they need to consider as well. Most entrepreneurs fail to realize this because we are blinded by the love for our own product. Just as every parent believes their newborn baby is the cutest, most precious one out there, every entrepreneur believes wholeheartedly that their business is the most important thing happening right now. The reality is, if you put 200 babies in a row, yours is going to look like pretty much all the other precious little babies. The same applies to startups and new product concepts. My friend Amy Cosper, the former editor-in-chief of Entrepreneurial magazine for 9 years, told me that she'd received 28 vetted pitches every single day when she was running the magazine. Yet only a few were even considered, much less made it to print. Most angel investors and venture capitalists I know receive 500 to 1,000 pitches per year, yet only invest in 4 to 5 annually. And think about the ads you see on a regular basis. We are exposed on average to 360 advertising messages per day, yet we only respond to a fraction of those ads, if any, according to a study by Media Dynamics. I see this firsthand every year because as an advisor to South by Southwest Interactive, I get to see hundreds of panel applications and competition submissions, yet only vote for a handful of those applications that truly speak to me based on the judging criteria I've been given. When you share your entrepreneurial story, the audience is always going to filter what they pay attention to, subconsciously or consciously. So no matter how good your story is, it must strike a chord with the audience and overcome this so what factor. They'll ask themselves, why should I care? How does this affect my world and what's in it for me? And it has to perform measured against all the other stories, pitches, and promotions they are exposed to because of the sheer volume and quality of the opportunities they see on a regular basis. Your story needs to have that special element or those specific characteristics that actually matters to your target audience and catalyzes them to act in your favor once they are exposed to your story. The good thing is there are a number of things you can do within your story to help you get over the so what factor. In my book, Start with Story, I've got a full chapter dedicated to this because it is really that important and you have to be able to figure out ways to overcome it. I'll leave a link in the comments below in case you want to check out the book. But I'll briefly share one that works really well and you can start using right away. And it centers on introducing consequences, meaning the consequences of action versus inaction. When the audience feels that their actions will lead to a positive outcome or that their inactions will lead to a negative outcome that will impact their life, they are more likely to take action. Introducing consequences helps magnify the importance of the action or inaction because audiences often don't know what they are missing or what they need to avoid. The consequences of action or inaction address the so what factor head on because there is a cost or a benefit that is uncovered in the story that has meaning to the audience in a way that's going to motivate them. This is just one method to get over the so what factor, but regardless of how you do it, assume going in that you not only have to get their attention, but you have to figure out a way to get them to care about what you are doing. By doing so, you're going to make it relevant to their world, and hopefully they'll take an action that you want them to take that's going to help you move the ball forward. So start thinking of some consequences that you can integrate into your story and get that working today. Thanks for watching.